PopGirl is proud to be the only channel in the UK television market dedicated exclusively to girls.
A couple of months ago, I made a video about CITV shutting down. CITV was a free-to-air British TV channel, free-to-air meaning a channel that you have access to without a single payment or subscription. CITV had shows such as Horrid Henry, Grizzy Tale for Gruesome Kids, My Parents Are Aliens, and many, many more. After I made that video, I started looking into more channels from my childhood that were left behind after I got more interested in social media, video games, and streaming services.
PopGirl is a truly unique girls-only channel, encouraging friendship and teamwork.
Today we're going to be discussing PopGirl. It was made by CBC Media Group, and PopGirl was a part of the Pop channel family, which featured the channel Pop, Tiny Pop, and Kit. PopGirl started in 2007. The program showed shows mainly aimed towards preteen and young teen girls, airing animated and live-action shows as well as music videos.
Pop Party is a jam-packed hour of music videos.
The music videos from the late noughties to the early 2010s was played on PopGirl. PopGirl first started broadcasting in 2007 on the PopGirl channel, and between the hours of 9 AM to 12 PM, they had Little Miss PopGirl, a segment on the channel aimed at young girls which aired shows like Lazy Lucy,
now showing on Little Miss PopGirl,
which is about a girl called Lucy trying to find a way to do things with minimal effort. I watched one episode where she didn't want to carry an umbrella around, so she became one instead, which seemed like way more effort to me instead of just bringing the umbrella with her. And that is the premise of every episode of this show. She tries to be lazy and ends up doing more work. This show ran for one season with 26 episodes. Another show they had was Pippi Longstockings, the animated series, which is a joint production by Swedish, German, and Canadian companies. The show is based on a book that I have never read. In the show, Pippi moves into a new town with her horse and monkey. I did find it odd how the monkey is named and the horse is not. She just calls it horse. Apparently this girl has superhuman abilities. In the first episode alone, she is displaying super strength and super breathing. She ends up causing quite the stir when she moves into this boring town. My favourite quote from the episode being,
"But what else can you expect from a girl who has no mother and whose father is a sea captain who was lost in a storm at sea?"
She said this after she was caught lying about something. I've never watched either of these shows because when this was happening, I was probably in school when they were airing, but I did see how these can be enjoyable. Now we're going to look at some of the amazing shows that PopGirl aired that I have watched. But before that, let's talk about the first shows that ever aired on the channel. According to the PopGirl wiki, which we can never be sure how accurate it is, but since I can find nothing else, we will have to go with it. According to them, the first ever show to air on PopGirl in the UK was Audrey and Friends. I have never seen this show in my life, I'm going to be honest. The animation style was interesting, and I watched the pilot, and I could not really tell who the target demographic was because it sounded like it was aimed at teens with all the name dropping of famous actresses like Audrey Hepburn and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
It's Audrey, as in Hepburn. She was this famous actress in the olden days. Apparently, Catherine Zeta-Jones was once asked to be a Friday,
which young children would not have been aware of. But the art style definitely made it seem like it was for younger kids. The pilot showed Audrey,
You don't need to be Carol Vorderman to work out that my parents are no longer an item.
whose parents have split up, and after she tells her dad that her mum's got a new boyfriend, she then tries to get her mum a boyfriend so that she can one-up her dad who has a new girlfriend. The show only had one season with 26 episodes, airing in 2002.
Mention my name though, and he starts moaning about maintenance payments.
Starting the list of reoccurring shows on PopGirl in the UK with the show 16. 16 was a Canadian animated show produced by Nelvana and Fresh TV. The show stars these 6 teenagers who are all 16. The show displays the kids working through their teen years, getting part-time jobs, getting into romantic relationships, whilst they all try and balance their group friendship.
Gotta make the good times last.
They had 4 seasons which contained 93 episodes, which aired between 2004 and 2010. My favourite character was Jude in this show. Personally, if you guys want to tell me who your favourite character was, I'll be happy to read why. I did always find it funny how in America a lot of these episodes were censored because they found them too inappropriate.
Bindy the jungle girl.
Next we have Bindy the Jungle Girl, which is an American and Australian nature show produced by Discovery Kids and Australian Broadcasting Corporation. With the success of Steve Irwin, who's Bindy's dad, who made learning about wildlife fun, they decided to make it more accessible to kids by making a show with his daughter. The show's first season was recorded in 2006, so Steve did appear in a couple of episodes before his tragic death. The show was spreading information about animals. One episode talked about the epidemic that could wipe out Tasmanian devils. Another episode teaching the difference between venomous and harmless snakes, and many more interesting animal facts. The show ultimately came to an end in 2008. Next we have Horseland, which was an American animated show produced by DIC Entertainment about these pre-teen girls and their horses. In the show we see everything from one of the horses' perspective or from one of the girls. The horses can all talk to each other, by the way. They all get attacked by mountain lions multiple times throughout the show.
A mountain lion!
They also give a horse an eating disorder.
I've got to stop eating so much. No, I've got to stop eating. Period.
In one episode. The purpose of the show is to teach kids valuable lessons. In the first episode, the message is don't judge a book by its cover. When Sarah joins the stable, they assume she's going to be mean like Chloe and Zoe because she's rich. But Sarah turns out to be a nice person. They have another episode teaching you to accept other differences by having these two girls be racist towards this indigenous girl.
I mean, Indians live in India. Shouldn't they call your people something else?
They do. Native Americans.
The lessons were very hit and miss on whether the point came across in the episode well. The show ran for 3 seasons with 39 episodes from 2006 to 2008. Next we have G2G Got to Go, the Canadian-Australian animated show by Moody, Street Kids and March Entertainment. The show centered around the 12-year-old girl called Madison. By day she is a normal preteen girl, and also by day she is miscommunication. No one in her personal life knows about the other side of her. Miscommunication is basically Gossip Girl if she was a preteen and there's less underage drinking in the show. The show had 26 episodes and it started in 2008. Don't know when it ended. I'm assuming 2009 since it only had 1 season. The next show we're going to talk about was the first ever anime that I watched, so it holds a special place in my heart. Mew Mew Powers, or Tokyo Mew Mew. Mew Mew Power is a Japanese magical girl anime produced by TV Aichi, starring Ichigo, who suddenly becomes a magical superpowered cat girl who has to learn how to balance her regular life and work with her new teammates. The show started in 2002, ended in 2003 with 2 episodes. I want to rewatch this show and I might make a video on it. It just gives me warm fuzzy feelings.
I am a normal girl, it's just that I'm a Mew Mew!
Now moving on to Mary Kay and Ashley in action. Little bit of a Kelby lore for you. I was obsessed with the Olsen twins as a kid. I'm pretty sure I watched every movie, TV show, and also the animated show that they had. Mary Kay and Ashley in Action was an American animated show produced by DIC Entertainment and Jewel Star Animation starring Mary Kay and Ashley. The girls play themselves but as secret agents with a talking dog with a weird accent. The show started in 2001 and ended in 2002 with only 1 season and 26 episodes.
And you don't understand because you're a robotic dog.
Well then, as you girls say, top to the pot.
Whilst the show had low ratings, there were a series of books that did relatively well. Up next is the show Mortified, which was an Australian live-action show produced by the Australian Children's Television Foundation and Enjoy Entertainment, about a girl called Taylor with an overreactive imagination. Taylor is frequently embarrassed by her family and feels like the black sheep because she believes she is so much more normal than them and they're just all weirdos. She often breaks the fourth wall to complain about her life or talk about how she plans to fix the problem with the audience. The show started in 2006 and finished a year later with 2 seasons.
People who pretend to be my parents are about to come onto this stage and do something so unbelievably humiliating. My life will be destroyed forever.
And 26 episodes. Now on to one of my favourite TV shows that I watched on PopGirl, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was an American TV show produced by Archie Comics, Heartbreak Films and Viacom Productions. The show is about a girl called Sabrina who on her 16th birthday learns she is a witch. She lives with her 2 aunts Hilda and Zelda who are also witches. They also have a talking cat called Salem who was a witch, but after a failed attempt to take over the world, he is turned into a cat as punishment, and he is the best character in the show. I don't know why they basically removed him in the reboot they did for Netflix. I was so mad. Moving on, I will rant about it. The show started in 1996 and ran till 2003.
Come on, Sam.
Can you wait till I finish my milk?
Did the cat just talk?
Yes. And get this stupid hat off my head.
Really Me is a Canadian teen sitcom produced by Fresh TV. It's about Maddie and Julia, who won a contest to have their own reality show. The whole show is just Maddie having every single embarrassing thing she ever does broadcast, and for some reason she keeps chatting shit about people.
Don't you watch your own show? I missed it this week. Crazy Aunt Helen came over for dinner. That one that gives you weird gifts.
And is shocked when it is televised and the person she was dissing sees it and is mad at her. The show started in 2011 and ended in 2013 with 2 seasons and 26 episodes. The Saddle Club is an Australian and Canadian show produced by Crawford Production and Protocol Entertainment about these 3 girls that start their own club at their equestrian club. The show starts with Lisa joining the Pine Hollow stables and the evil Veronica swoops in and claims her as her friend. Lisa eventually realizes Veronica is not a nice person and decides to befriend Carol and Stevie instead, thus forming the iconic trio. Whilst I was looking into the show, I learned that they changed all the actresses of the Saddle Club for season 3 because the original actors grew out of their role, probably because there was a 6-year gap between season 2 and 3. The show started in 2001 and ended in 2009 with only 3 seasons. Next we have Strawberry Shortcake, the 2003 version. I covered this show briefly in my History of the Purple Pie Man video. Strawberry Shortcake was an animated American series produced by DSE Entertainment and American Greetings. The show is all about these preteens living in the middle of nowhere with no parental supervision. Each episode is just Strawberry and her friends solving all their problems through the power of song, whilst middle-aged people beef with them for no reason. The show started in 2003 and ended in 2008 with 4 seasons, 22 episodes and a movie.
Isn't she very, very cute?
She'd be a lot cuter if she had whiskers and a tail.
As I mentioned before, big fan of the Olsen twins. They had an American sitcom produced by Warner Brothers Television, where they played Mary Kay and Ashley Burke, twin daughters of their widowed father Kevin, who was a professor at a university. When Kevin was struggling to take care of the girls by himself, he hires a babysitter Carrie, who is a college student at the same university that their dad works at. I love this show so much. I'm surprised it only had 1 season. In 1998 to 1999 with 22 episodes, it had great potential. I'm mad it ended. I had vivid memories of the episode where there was a scam pigeon. Mary Kate bought a pigeon, and then the first time she let it out of the cage, it flew away. So they went to go buy another pigeon to replace it, to discover it was the original pigeon.
Ashley gave her a pedicure before she flew off.
I went to Lenny's and bought a new pigeon.
But how can that be if this is Harriet?
The pet store owner was just recycling the pigeon and tricking people. That really stayed in my memory for like over a decade. Staying on the twin theme, they also had Sister Sister on Pop Girl, which was an American sitcom produced by Per Se Entertainment and Paramount Network Television. The show was about these 2 twin girls, Tia and Tamara, who were separated at birth, who ran into each other at a clothes store and discovered they had a twin. The show follows the 2 girls as they learn about each other and tackle problems together. The show ran for 6 seasons from 1994 to 1999 for 119 episodes.
Dad? Mom? That girl has my face!
It also had Trollz on Pop Girl, made by DSE Entertainment. I made an hour-long video about it. You can watch that. I'm not recapping it. I had Trollz appearing in my dreams.
I just had the worst dream, Mom. It was so real.
I never want to think about that show again. All my opinions are in that video. You probably noticed none of the shows I just spoke about were produced by Pop Girl, which was a British channel. A lot of them were either Canadian or Australian, which was the only insight I had into Australian and Canadian cultures, because the majority of shows that I watched outside of Pop Girl were either made by British productions or American productions.
Pop Girl is for girls with sparkle.
I would also like to mention, you may have seen some of the shows that I mentioned on different networks. I watched Two of a Kind on both Nickelodeon and Pop Girl. Also, a lot of these shows started and ended before Pop Girl even started. The channel was very much comprised of a bunch of reruns. The only thing that Pop Girl made themselves were behind the scenes shows.
Include 2 Saddle Club programs featuring leading cast members.
Hi, and welcome to a very special program on Pop Girl.
The Jungle Book special, filmed on location at Knowsley Park. The High School Musical 3 exclusive tour with behind the scenes footage and interviews with Zach and all the cast.
Pop Girl also had a website, clearly not there anymore, but they had one.
PopGirlWorld.com, our fully immersive website. It engages the audience with its gossip, games, quizzes, and loads more.
The channel had its own mascot called Pop Girl.
We also make regular movie reviews presented by our very own animated Pop Girl character.
I could find no more information about her. She was just a cool, hip teen. The reason I am making this video is that Pop Girl's sister channel Tiny Pop, which was aimed at younger children, 7 and under, is scheduled to shut down on March 20th. Soon, only Pop will remain. The Pop Girl channel ultimately closed on the 1st of October 2015. Not to repeat myself too much from my CITV video, but children's cable TV is dying. CITV shut down, cbbc is going to shut down soon. Soon only Pop will remain as the only free kids show in the UK, because you have to pay for Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel. The reason all these channels are shutting down is due to less viewers, and most people watch TV shows on streaming services anyway. Keyword there being most people. There are still plenty of kids that do not have access to streaming services. I feel like every month they are raising prices for every streaming service that's popular, and the kids whose family can't afford that are soon going to be left with nothing if they do not have access to the internet. That's going to be all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed diving into the past that is Pop Girl. Tell me your favourite Pop Girl show, because I didn't mention all of them because this video would have been an hour long. Maybe I'll do a deep dive into those shows. Goodbye.